Hello traders, Gary Wagner here. It is Thursday, the 8th day of December, approximately 1 p.m. in Honolulu, and this is the Daily Report and Review. We are broadcasting a little bit late today in order to coincide or get some sense for the meeting, the summit meeting in Europe, which has apparently just gotten underway. We currently have had the metals under tremendous pressure today, off over $30 in gold and over $1 in silver. To be more precise, we are currently off, about $37 in gold. That was the morning session. In the afternoon session, which has just kicked in, trading at 1705.58, right in that area. That's putting it off about 70 cents as this session opens up. 31.48 to 31.55 bid-ask spread in silver. That is also substantially lower. The sentiment right now is that there should be something fairly concrete coming out of the summit meeting this weekend. Both the French president as well as the German chancellor set forth a proposal and a plan at the beginning of this week, so that the voting on this and acceptance of this plan in theory should be held as no big surprise. The question is whether or not there can be firm agreement on this new method of holding the EU together and having some sort of a plan, as well as accountability for not meeting tasks. In other words, not being able to accomplish the goal set, some sort of a penalty or a structure. Now, I believe at this point that the detail is in the devil's. However, the market has been speaking, and the markets have basically said that they believe there will be something that comes out of this meeting that can be at least perceived as a resolution and a concrete proposal. As you can see, the market is starting to tick up. It is well off the lows. We'll first look at our gold chart, and we're going to look at it in a couple of different ways. But as I said the other day, I truly believe that as this range tightens, we are close to coming to some sort of apex or conclusion of that. And the other thing that seems quite apparent right now is that when we look at these series of lows, that's this low here, 1700, this is cash in 1700, you can see that once again today, we really got that, call it a matching low, because you can see these lows right in here very much coming to the same point for 1, 2, 3, 4 trading days on our daily chart, and almost reaching it today. Now, as I said, we are at a very tentative spot because, in essence, the market has spoken, and what the market has said is that they believe that there will be some sort of resolution. As we go into the meeting now, I do expect the activity and volatility to go ahead and pick back up, and we'll see what kinds of reactions we get. Now, I personally believe that on a technical basis, if we begin to breach 1700, the next and last major, call it Sebastian of hope or support, is really these series of lows here. This is absolute critical support, and this being absolutely major support. It needs to absolutely hold. If it does not, the market will probably drift down another $20 or $30, maybe 1680, 1670. If it does hold here and move up, then we'll have another story, of course. But the market itself has spoken, and what it has said is they believe that there will be some sort of resolution. The facts will become the facts, and they will unfold as we begin trading overseas today. Traders, as you can see, we are currently trading off of the lows this morning, 1706, call it 1706, 1707, as we're getting a reaction. And we are seeing this market begin to trade higher and pick up some volatility, some volume, and some momentum. And as you can see, we are now trading 1707, 1708. The pause in this video was so that I could send out a special trade alert. I did recommend adding dollar cost averaging to our long position at this point. My sentiment was that any kind of bullish news, when I say bullish news, I mean as a positive news for the summit itself in the going on currently, has, I believe, been factored fairly well into the market. So that all is left is a sentiment where if we don't meet those expectations of having some concrete solutions, if we get bickering, if we get any kind of a summit which leaves us in a quandary, that, I believe, will cause the gold and precious metals to begin to trade higher. Currently 1708.74 as it comes off of the low itself. Now, when we take a look at the daily chart of gold, this is in Heikin Ashi format. You can see that it's green, but you're not getting a full idea because of the way it's drawn, the type of ranges we've gotten. So what I'm going to do simply is convert this back into a standard candlestick chart to give you a better idea or a better feel for what we have seen in terms of the marketplace itself. You can see that this move right in here that we got today, back to almost 79, it has more than overtaken all of the corrections and the sell-off that we saw over the last 3 days. It has exceeded this last green candle, meaning our last real strong up day, which occurred at the beginning of the week. Of course, Standard & Poor's lost money on the week, down about 200 points. And we're looking at a weekly chart. If we go ahead and convert that to a daily, you can see that those losses really occurred today, as when we saw we had this indecisiveness, these doji candles found within the top that we saw, and this really, really strong, as I said, 200-point sell-off. Lastly, we do want to take a look at silver. We're at 1709.95, so we are beginning to move up. Traders that took the call that I just made should be in roughly $3 below this, $2 to $3 below this. When we took a look at silver, what we're seeing is that this is the afternoon session right in here, and it's just gone from negative. This would have been a red candle to this doji. In other words, it's fairly unchanged now. You can see this is where it closed, and it's a 24-hour continuous market, so it's the fix. And now you can see that it is at the opening of the close, of the last session, and it has, at least on a tentative basis, appear to have held above 3150 for the time being. It has always been my belief that if we see gold begin to rally, we should see silver follow suit. If I see a good indication or a strong drive, say, to the upside over the next couple of hours, I will probably add to the recommendation of going long gold and dollar cost averaging to adding silver to the mix. But to me, it's a little bit too early to tell. I really want to see how this dust settles. We could be in for a volatile evening. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you as always good trading, and we will talk to you tomorrow on Friday for the weekly wrap-up. Bye-bye.